welcome at the Busy Vlog, and today we're once again at Facts. I'm going to be here for 2 days, so we're going to show you some booths, we're going to show you some cosplayers, maybe a panel. Not sure if I'm going to film a panel, but for now I'm going to show you all the things that you can do at Facts. Are you going to join me in this adventure?
Okay, there was just too much sound on the background. So basically you could play the game here, meet some other, Assassin's Creed fans and go on the picture with Now, eh? I do not know why Yasuke was not around, but it would be awesome if they had the 2 cosplayers, But we can't have everything, so we just take what we can get, right? So after all that, you could get a QR code, which unlocks skins and maybe a horse, I don't know, but we will find out. So bear with me at the end, and I will get you guys your QR code.
I wanted to film the Q&A session of Ben Barnes, but unfortunately he has been delayed. There's something going on with his plane, so I don't know when he will arrive. So for now we're going to look at the cosplayers, look at the props, and also the cosplay catalog.
How we doing? Hi, what everyone? Gather around, gather around. My name is Mike. I'm a part of Cosplay Cloud. We have a bright blue booth right over there. And we are all centered around cosplay here in this hallway. We've got Veel Cosplay with their competition and the cosplay guests. Please check them out. But us at Cosplay Cloud, we have a few other activities, like our free photo booth, a free repair corner, and a lot of smiley faces. Of any kind, thank you. And another round of applause, come on. Cheer louder! Ladies and gentlemen, can I get one more round of applause for all the cosplayers you just saw? Once again, we will be back shortly in less than 30 minutes.
Ben Barnes made it, so we're gonna watch the Q&A session of Ben Barnes. Tomorrow I'm gonna try Evana Lynch. And I can't make promises because what happened to Ben Barnes never really happened. So let's continue on our tour.
Please welcome Ben Barnes.
Hello, thank you for having me. Hello, man. This is magical. Look at this. Welcome to Belgium. Welcome to Narnia.
Hi there.
Hello. I like your t-shirt.
Thank you. It's from a great artist. Yes. I was wondering, in Narnia, the second movie, at the end, Susan leaves and never comes back. What do you feel about that ending? Because I don't like it.
Because you're romantic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I always felt torn about them sort of like manufacturing this sort of romantic connection between them that wasn't really fleshed out in the books. But I think because the characters were a little more grown up, it sort of definitely had that kind of frisson to the thing. Honestly, I haven't really thought about the ending of it because at the time I hadn't really done like a big movie before. I was just sort of doing what I was told, you know, and doing what was sort of expected of me. And I think, you know, I'm much more likely to sort of put my own stamp on things and break the rules now. But honestly, the best thing that I took from those movies, apart from the amazing experience of like being in something that was such a like monumental thing, is that Anna Popperwell, who plays Susan, is been my best friend ever since. So, I think, time and people are the most precious things we can take. So,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Like, if you could swap characters with any characters, of Narnia or Shadow and Bone, who would you like to play?
Ooh. Who would I like to play? I was thinking about this because they're doing the Narnia movies again, and I was like, oh, who can I? Maybe I could make a petition to be something, but I couldn't really think beyond Reaper Cheek the mouse. I think I could do a good Reaper Cheek, but I couldn't really think what else there would have been for me in that. Maybe one of the beavers. I don't know, but it would have been. I think the mouse would have been a fun one. In Shadow and Bone, I like the character that I got.
I like it too.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have time
Thank you
for.
so much. Merci.
Give it up for that.
Thank you so much.
So here we're at the maze, and I'm a big Halloween Horror Nights fan, as you can see on my shirt as well. So we're gonna rate this 1 out of 10 if it gets top Halloween Horror Nights. So let's go.
Die, bitch!
I've been infected already. So, yeah, I'm done. I'm done for. And that was the way out. As I said, I got a little bit infected. But it was fun. And I want to do it again, then without the camera, so I can actually do the first part, because I was like, oh, it's going down, I need to go down, I've got my phone with me, oh no, what did I do? But it was really, really fun. And last time, there wasn't any time to film this, so I'm glad we did. I'm gonna give this a 10 out of 10, you did a great job. Okay, so we're on our way to make a picture with Evana Lynch. I already have a few pictures and autographs with Evana, but my sister really wanted to, and I was like, yeah, why not? So this is our new picture. As you can see, she has brown hair now. So on the German Comic Con, she had black hair, and of course the Luna Lovegood blonde hair. And that's also an introduction to our Q&A session. Let's go.
Please welcome Evana Lynch.
What is this? Hi.
Hello, Evana.
Hello.
Welcome to Belgium.
I love your office.
Yeah, I wish it was my day-to-day office. First time in Belgium?
No, I've been several times. I love coming to Belgium.
How was it for you to come in a new cast who has made 4 movies together?
A new cast who...
Because they already had filmed 4 movies, how was it for you to get into that cast?
That's a good point, yeah. It was terrifying, yeah. And as well, because I wasn't just entering into that environment, I was entering into it as an obsessive fan who had read every interview, watched everything they'd done, So it was very intimidating, but I will say they went out of their way to try and make me feel at home. They were all very welcoming and lovely. But yeah, I think the first film that I did, which was Order of the Phoenix, I couldn't, it was a dream. I couldn't believe it was happening, and I was always afraid that one day, you know, the producers would call me to their office and say, yeah, this is not working out. Because you hear these horror stories of actors getting fired, and even if they've done a good job, so I feel very grateful. I was welcomed, and then it was by the 6th film, finally I was like, okay, I think I have my place here. I felt more confident. But yeah, it took a while. Thank you.
So when you were making the Harry Potter films, the most of the cast was still pretty young. How did you go to school or learn the things you need to learn at school?
Yeah, so we had to have, like legally on those films, you had to have a minimum of 3 hours tutoring a day, which sounds really good as a kid. You're like, that's not too long, but it was 3 hours one-to-one tutoring, and like a lot of the teachers had really stinky breath, and they'd be up in your face, and so yeah, it was like hard to be sat there and be like, someone right here, and also you couldn't drift off, you couldn't play with your friends, so 3 hours was that was enough. But also, because the other cast were in the English school system or the British school, and I was on the Irish curriculum, so it was a whole different. So it was quite hard. It was quite hard to be doing school and like Dumbledore's walking by your window, and you're like, oh, I just want to be out there. But I am glad they made us do it. I think that was a very wise choice on the producers to really prioritize keeping our other lives going. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you could rewrite one of the scenes in the Harry Potter series, what would it be?
Ooh, do you mean on the films?
Yes.
Oh, if I could rewrite, I don't think, I'm quite a purist. I think those things are sacred, and I don't know if I'd rewrite. No, I have an answer, sorry. The scene in Order of the Phoenix where Harry's in Dumbledore's office and he's found out about the prophecy. In the book, that whole scene is in caps lock. He's screaming at him, and I remember that feeling, the feeling of reading that book was like, Harry's angsty, he's frustrated, he's traumatized, he's just confused, and I thought that scene was such a beautiful release of like, you know, an adolescent who's been exploited, abused his life, letting it all go. So I was disappointed that that scene in the film was a little bit more subdued, quite a lot more subdued. So that would be my artistic choice to be more loyal to the book, I think. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And that's all we have time for. Give it up for Evana!
Thank you so much. Okay, it's so kind and lovely. Thank you for the very warm welcome.
Hey, welcome back. You've reached the end of the video. First things first, I'm going to do the quiz with you guys for the Assassin's Creed Shadows, you know, skins or whatever you're gonna get. And then I'm gonna close the video. Liar again. And I got my phone with me. It's going to be in Dutch, so yeah, I think you can translate it to English. I tried, but it's not really doing it. So test your knowledge about Assassin's Creed Shadows. Who are the main characters of Assassin's Creed Shadows? It's gonna be Naoe and Yasuke. Cool. How many? Ooh. Well, the Shadows. We have Assassin's Creed 1, 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, we got Rogue, I know it's not the same, 3, we have Assassin's Creed 4 is 7, then we got Unity, 8, we've got Syndicate, 9, we have Origins is, okay, 9, 10, 11, 14th? Yes! It's going to be the 14th. Okay, who does Yasuke have to protect? Oda Nobunaga. Okay, there we go. We gave Naoe her hidden knife. It's going to be her father. There we go. And where is she from? She's from IGA. Okay, so we have 100%. You will get your first reward. You will get the second is the wooden plaque trinket. And that's it. This is, I thought it was going to be a skin, but nope. It's a medallion and an HP skin. Medallion gives you 3% extra, and this one has you 2% recovery. So there you have it. If you want it, here is the QR code. Spend it well. So you might notice that this video is a bit late. This is because something happened behind the scenes. Our flop cat Carlo is really sick. I don't know if I want to talk about it yet, but yeah, we're giving him the treatment that he needs. And hopefully in 12 weeks we're gonna see his happy face again. I don't want to close this video on a sad note, so Carlo has prepared you some cool playlists. Over here we have all the Q&A sessions. Over there we've got our daily vlogs. And over there we have our conventions. So with that being said, we will see you next time. Bye bye!